History will attest, the soldier does not bear the sword in vain.
Shalom Akim, Yabashima Shai Braktam. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and to the sincere Akim, the hopeful elect. Yeah, got another quick lesson to go over with your brothers, because understand this, these drums of war, they are being beaten, at a faster pace. Everybody just doing Google searches for World War III. So it's gonna be terrible out here, man. It's getting all messed up. Yeah, so many things going on in brothers' minds, scripture-wise or spiritually. But we all know exactly what's happening. It's just the Most High speeding up the times. So you have these Edomites, man, thinking that World War III or any war they engage in is gonna come out on top for America and its allies, but it's not gonna be that way. So you got the Vice President of the United States, aboard the USS Ronald Reagan, just to boost up the morale of the troops, the Navy. But it's all about the Most High that decides the outcome. But according to the scriptures, the men of the Lord understand America's gonna lose. Even the heathen know that. Even these elites, they have that idea, but because they don't have faith. They gotta see it to believe it.
History will attest, the soldier does not bear the sword in vain. And those who would challenge our resolve or our readiness should know. We will defeat any attack and meet any use of conventional or nuclear weapons with an overwhelming and effective American response. And in just the past 2 weeks, the world witnessed the strength and resolve of our new president in the decisive action that he took in Syria and Afghanistan. The enemies of our freedom and this alliance would do well not to test the resolve of this president or the capabilities of the armed forces of the United States of America and our allies.
Yeah, so he made this point clear, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to what Yahweh Shimon Shai set in place, so man could speak for hours and minutes or whatever is in his heart, but the Most High decides the outcome. So, as a man of the Lord, the elders and GMS, apostles and brothers doing the work of Yahweh Shimon Shai, keep on saying constantly that America is going to be destroyed according to the prophecies of Yahweh Shimon Shai. It's gonna happen. A lot of folks don't believe it, but it's just one of those I told you so moments that's gonna catch a lot of people unaware. So I'm just head on up to a quick scripture right now. Just to remind Jake about history, man. Because you got the vice president talking about history could tell or remind us whoever came up against America fell short, but it's all the Most High's program. So just bear with me 1 second. Alright, just bear with me 1 moment. Alright. So I'm gonna go to 1 Samuel. Chapter 17. I'm just gonna speed on up. So I'm gonna read from 45 to 47. Yeah, it's just one of those history lessons we gotta keep our mind on. The issue between the Israelites, a nation, and the Hamites, Philistines. Yeah, so 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 45 says, Then David said to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, Tazabawat, of hosts, the power of the armies of Yasha'Allah, whom thou hast defied. This day will Yahweh Shema Shai deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee and take thine head from thee, and I will give thy carcasses of the and I give thee carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a power in Israel. And all this assembly shall know that Yahweh Shema Shai saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, for the battle is Yahweh Shema Shai's, and he will give you into our hands. So that's all it boils down to. The battle is the Lord. So that's the main point. And the Most High has already set things in motion, before the beginning of time. So whatever plans, these soldiers have, these generals, vice president, the president, the cabinets, government agencies, NATO, the EU, whatever, Russia, China, Iran, Iraq, whatever problems or plans they got. It's up to the Most High. That's one thing brothers have to, always stress. It's all the Most High's program. It's going to come out the way the Most High said it's going to come out. So this is another one, because the Most High is one that put this spirit in this Edomites, to go up, around the whole world, trying to exert the dominance on these weaker nations. So, yep, once upon a time, that was a norm, but the time we're going into is going to be a total different ball game. So this is Job chapter 33. I'm going to read 15 or 17. Alright, let me start from 14. It says, For Yahweh Shema Shai speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Alright, for in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth the instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. So that's, how the Most High set things up, man. Yeah, there's no such thing as free will. Yeah, so bragging about the might, your military might, is not gonna help. Vice President Pence, scripture talks about America going down, World War III. The elites already know that they got to have contingency plans, So, all that building of bunkers and all that stuff, it's not going to be the way out. Yeah, it's going to be terrible for America, man. In fact, for the whole earth. Yeah, for the whole earth. Not just World War III, man. Whoever is not covered by the blood of Yahweh Shema Shai, yeah, is going to have it difficult. So, I get another precept here. Just bear with me. Here's Psalms chapter 73. Yeah, because pride is a very dangerous thing. Yeah, it's a very dangerous thing to be proud. Okay, so I'll start from verse 3 and I'll stop at 6. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So, as a man of the Lord, before he came this truth, I was like, damn. I was like mesmerized with how this elite, this rich of the world, especially the Edomites, get away with all kind of BS. They're held in high regards than any other nation on the face of this earth. So this is verse 4. For there are no bands in their debt, but their strength is firm. So the Most High already gave them that power to rule the earth with rigor. And then verse 5 says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So, Edomites are living large, but at the same time, the Most High is reminding them that destruction is coming. The Most High is reminding them from time to time. Verse 5 says, go to verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. So, it's Edomites, man. Their nation, they take pride in what they've got. Their wealth and riches, their philosophy. They're very proud people. But at the same time, man, the Most High lets them know that he's still the boss, tears up their investments from time to time. But, hey, some folks, it's nothing wrong with being proud of, about a precept, but being arrogant is it's much more of a negative word than pride, a negative connotation. So the word for pride in Hebrew, so we have the God, the Ah, and the Ha. Alright, let me just play that real quick.
Strong's H 1346. Gava. Gava.
Alright, so I'm gonna try. So I have the God, Ah, and the Ha. So that's Ga-ha. Ga-ha. Alright. Ga-ah. That's the Hebrew word for pride. So it says pride, majesty, rising up, swelling of the sea, majesty, pride, haughtiness. Yep. So haughtiness is a terrible thing to be associated with. Yep, it's a terrible thing, man. Yeah, let me not hold you, bros, that long. Let me just speed up, because I know brothers don't have time. But at the end of the day, you still got to make time for the Most High. So it's Isaiah 14. I'm just going to breeze on from 9 all the way to 12, because it's going to be terrible for NATO, most especially America in World War III. And it says, Isaiah 14:9 says, hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. So, the battle of the East against the West is brewing, it's warming up. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Because, brothers just get a precept in 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. And Yahushua had to defeat, or is going to defeat, these nations during World War III. It's going to be, something to remember. Yeah, because the nations would think that America had the resources. NATO had the resources, China and Russia had the resources to defeat Yahushua. But nope. That's why God verse 10, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Yeah, because they're gonna be, they're gonna receive a terrible defeat. Then verse 11 says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." Yep. So destruction of America. It's all prophecy. So look up the word pomp. Alright, just click on that. So right there, you have the Ga, the Ah, the Wa, and the Na. So that's Ga'awan, Ga'awan,
Strong's
Ga'awan.
H 1347. Gaon. Gaon.
Alright. So we have exaltation, majesty, pride, majesty, exaltation, excellence of nation, of Yahweh Shemashai, of the Jordan, pride, arrogance, and it says bad sense. So we have we got that part covered. But then it says it's from the word for pride. Remember the Hebrew word for pride. That's Ga'ah. Alright, Ga'ah. Alright, just hit them back. So it's a scary thing, man. You don't want to be on the losing side as an Israelite. You gotta hope and pray that Yahweh Shem Shai have mercy. So don't want to talk too much. I'm just gonna break out the precepts. So you got Proverbs 11 verse 28. So it says, "He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch." So the riches of these so-called weapons, man. He takes his weapons very seriously, just like his gold and silver, real estate, land, and all that stuff. He takes his weapons seriously. That's his blessing. So look up the word riches. Yeah, when it comes to talking about weapons, the Edomites, they know their stuff, from A to Z. But that's the blessing the Most High gave him. So the word for riches is Aishar. Aishar. So it says wealth, riches. Yeah, let me not do too much. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so it says, "He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch." So that's the balance right there. You have Esau on one hand, the Edomites, Adawam, and then you have Yesha'Allah on the right. So you could tell, man, the Most High is a just power. Everything it does has a balance to it. So, yep. So it's tough, man. It's tough. You can't go against these Edomites with guns and bow and arrow, stones, and all that stuff. Yahweh Shai has to take care of business for you. So I got another precept here. I'm almost getting there to wrap up, but just gotta include some more precepts. So just take it from verse 13. This is Isaiah chapter 41. "For I, Yahweh Shai, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Yeah, because, the time of Jacob's troubles, it's already at hand, the shooting around the nation, Fresno, Ohio, Virginia, what was it, a couple of years ago? Different shootings all over the place, man. Yep. Then it says, fear not, thou warm Jacob, because, as a man of the Lord, you got to understand, you don't have the physical means, man, to defend yourself. Yeah, it's all spiritual. You're on a spiritual journey. And ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Right? Remember, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68 talks about no man shall buy thee. So Yahweh Shai says here that he is thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. He's the one that's going to help us get out of this captivity and impending, destruction. So verse 15 says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. So, this elite, once World War III is already come to an end, the men of the Lord, we have to, be released by Bashim Shai after deliverance to take hold of these wealthy individuals, wealthy families, wealthy heathens, put them in chains and get them ready for captivity, but that's what it boils down to, that we shall possess our possessors. And then Jeremiah 17 verse 7, it says, blessed is the man that trusted in Yahweh Shai, and whose hope is Yahweh Bashim Shai. Alright. So that's the point, You have no other person to trust in besides Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's the one thing you gotta be on your mind. Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai? Because you're gonna get overwhelmed in this system if you think you're gonna be able to withstand the wiles of the devil without letting Yahweh Shema Shai take care of business for you. So I'm just gonna read Daniel 4 and 17, just another reminder. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers. Okay, that's the angels. Okay, and the demand by the holy and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh Bashim Shai ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. So remember, different nations have had rulership, dominion over a period of time on the face of this earth. So the last leg is the heathen, the Edomites. The Edomites are the last nation that's gonna, be taken out by the Yahweh Shema Shai, because so according to prophecy, this is just the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. Because there's no other way, man, to look at this besides, Yahweh Shema Shai's plan. So Luke chapter 10, we'll read from 17 to 20. It says, and the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, Even devils are subject unto us through thy name. So the name of Yahushua is very important. The name of Yahweh is also important. If you go back to Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. So, it's going to be strange when the Lord defeats these Edomites, man. Just go ahead and read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. The defeat of the nations that came up against Yahushua. Then it says in verse 19, Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Then verse 20 says, Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice, because your names are written in heaven. So that's the main point there. Yahushua was telling them, the reason why they're subject unto you is because your names are written in heaven, that they are of the elect. So Lord willing, we the men of GMS, starting from the apostles, the elders that came before them, and elders in Great Millstone, those men that have their names written in heaven, because I know the reward is to get power. The Yahushua said that to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the enemy. All right, so you gotta be spiritually ready to encounter your enemies, man. It's not something you're gonna win with a spear and sword and buckler and shield. It's a spiritual journey that we're on. So brothers just gotta stay grounded in the spirit. You gotta pray the Most High gives you the chance to make a lesson. Just have hope. Don't give up on Yahushua. You gotta go through this tough times, man. Demonization, physical assaults, tampering with your equipment and all that stuff, slanders. Yeah, so just make sure you keep your hope in Yahushua. Shalom.